Check, check. Check, check. All right, hello everyone. Oh, that's loud, sorry. Hello everyone. Welcome to Drum Bash number 12. Can you believe it? This is our 12th time having Drum Bash, so welcome everyone. We started Drum Bash in 2002, believe it or not. It hasn't run consecutively, but it has run consistently in some way, shape, or form since 2002. The first Drum Bash, we had 3 groups. Over the years, we've had a variety of participation. This year, we've got 7 groups. Let's see, we've got Parchment. Give Parchment a hand. We've got also, they just arrived, they're running a little late, but they're going to be here any second. They're unloading their drums right now. Give a hand to Matawan High School. Sitting in the back, we got Byron Center High School. We've got Portage Northern High School. Up front, our gracious host, Hastings High School. Thank you, Hastings. Making their return, there was a couple years hiatus, but we're excited to have the Grand Valley State University Laker drumline here. Give them a hand. And holding the current record for most attendances at a Drum Bash, this will be their 9th appearance at Drum Bash, the Western Michigan University Bronco drumline. All right, so the flow of the day is going to be like this. Each group is going to get 15 minutes to play. You don't have to play all 15 minutes. You can play 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 13 minutes, whatever, but 15 minutes max. However much time you want to play is totally cool. And then after that, our clinician, who I'll introduce momentarily, will have an opportunity to make some comments to y'all. We're going to go Parchment first, and then Matawan. So after Parchment performs, Matawan, you'll leave the auditorium, go grab your drums, and stage back here to get ready to perform. So as soon as Parchment is done, Parchment, you'll transition out this way and stack your stuff in the hallway. And then Matawan can get on stage so we can keep things flowing, okay? After Matawan's done playing, then they'll be getting their feedback. And at that point, Byron Center, you guys head out that door and get your stuff ready to go to come up out this door, pardon me. You're gonna go out this door, Byron, and then grab your gear. Immediately following the Byron Center performance, as they are getting their feedback, Portage Northern, you'll dip and you'll go get your gear. And then right after Portage Northern's performance, Hastings, you'll split and you'll go get your gear, okay? After Hastings is done, we'll do some lunch. And then we're watching the weather. Ideally, we'd be outside at the football field. But, you know, there's no sense even remotely dealing with rain on a day like today with all the gear that we're all managing. So we're just going to play it safe and be in here. If it looks like a no-brainer, we can get outside. We'll do the Drum Bash outside in the lot just south of the CERC, the Community Education and Recreation Center, which is just down the parking lot. Otherwise, we'll do it inside in the gymnasium, which obviously could be really loud, so make sure you have your ear protection in, but we'll talk more about that later as that gets closer. Let's see. Special thanks to Mrs. Jen Ewers and Mr. Spencer White, the band directors at Hastings, for hosting Drum Bash. Let's give a round of applause to them. And of course, special thanks up front to all the parents and volunteers that are helping get all these groups here, especially the Hastings folks for being gracious hosts, putting up signage, opening doors, helping us figure out where to go to get into the scene shop and all that. So thanks to the parents and volunteers for helping out today. I got so excited to dive in, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Landon Ewers. I'm the Director of Percussion for the Legends Performing Arts Association, who is the sponsor for this program. Ibe Sodawala, our Executive Director, has graciously agreed to sponsor our clinician for the day and donate a set of mallets for the green race later. We've got a set of IP 3005s, some nice heavyweight vibraphone mallets for some lucky winner to take home, which will be really, really cool. And I think that's about it. Let me introduce our clinician for today. Mr. Rick Gordillo is the school service representative for Quinlan and Fabish Music Company, serving the West Michigan area. Mr. Gordillo is also currently the CEO of the Grand Rapids Youth Performing Arts Organization, which runs many performing groups that range from percussion ensembles to instrumental groups. Most recently, their flagship group has been the world-class group Genesis Percussion, which has been competing in WGI International. Rick previously was the Assistant Director of Athletic Bands at Grand Valley State University. Rick has 30 years of educational experience working with school districts throughout Michigan. He is currently teaching the percussion studio at Granville Schools. Rick was previously the Director of Percussion at Reiths Puffer Schools and Jennison Schools. Rick Gordillo is an experienced writer and arranger that has written for numerous school districts. Rick Gordillo has been in music sales for 15 years. Working with over 40 school districts in Michigan, Rick has developed a solid clientele and reputation as a school service rep. Rick has worked for Meyer Music and Marshall Music prior to working with Quinlan and Fabish Music Company. Rick is currently an endorsed educator with ProMark Sticks, Mapex Drums, Evans Drumheads, and D. Adario. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Rick Gordillo.
Can you guys hear me? That bio is a little too long. I just want to say, thanks for inviting me. Thanks, Landon. As you guys know, Landon's a legend in this area, and it's a pleasure even knowing him and be invited to clinician these amazing groups. So, as far as today, what I want to focus on is just enjoying yourselves, okay? One thing that makes an amazing percussionist get past just being decent is the fact that a percussionist needs to know how to mimic, okay? When you guys started percussion 5th grade, maybe 6th grade, you started out with the method books. You started out reading descriptions of how to hold a stick, how to hold a mallet. That goes so far. It wasn't until you probably saw somebody demonstrate that to you that made you get past that threshold of being able to play. Okay, so this in itself, I want you to use those gifts, like be a mimic, like use your mimicking skills to watch what's happening, learn what's happening. Let's be nice and cordial to each other. It's an early season kind of a situation, so let's not be mean, obviously, but pick up on what you can from the groups, especially like Western and Granville, like when they come up here, check it out. What can you pick up from it, okay? So let's get started, let's have fun. Thank you.
Okay, first up, this is Rashik Patel and the Parchment High School Drumline. Half of it.
exercises that we use on a day-to-day basis to just warm up, get in the zone when we start rehearsals, when we start playing drums. So just a couple selections of our normal warm-up routine. Our show this year is called Dare to Dream. We open with Dream On by Aerosmith, move into I Dreamed a Dream from Les Mis, and close out with A Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman. So fun show. We're going to play our first two selections for you guys today, and hope you enjoy.
I won't need that. Yeah, you guys are ready to get off, huh? Can you put them back up real quick? So I want to give you guys like some kudos. You guys really came out here and played, and it's really intimidating to play in front of a bunch of people that are just staring at you that do exactly what you do, right? So you have a hard book. Yeah, it's pretty hard, lots of intricate parts. You have an instructor that loves you because he brought you here. And I saw him, I got here a little bit earlier and watched you guys kind of warm up and doing your thing. and I can see that you guys care a lot. But you're in the grind right now, right? You're learning how to play together. You're learning how to clean the parts. You have obviously 2 people that stick out that are good, a little bit better than the rest, and we have to bring the rest of them up, correct? I mean, that's kind of where we're at. It takes time, guys, okay? But I do want to start with your exercise. Can we play your exercise, your double exercise? What do you call it? Hug-a-diggle-burr? That's like, in the 1980s, that's what we used to call it. Let's try that. Before we do that, can I borrow your snare?
Yeah.
I gotta use these sticks. These are definitely the way to go. Okay, so you're breaking down the exercise with an 1/8 note prep, right? And then we're doing the the burr part, right? So the thing is not to you gotta understand where we're trying to accomplish with that exercise. It's not just attempting to get the doubles out. It's attempting to distribute energy. Okay? So as you're doing the check pattern, still using that same energy, how do we get a double out of that? Right? This. Okay? So is it a push-pull thing? Is it an energy thing? Is it more energy? The trick is not to use any more energy. It's just using the same energy. Right? So as you close, you're actually shutting down the energy, and that energy is kind of coming to your arm, and it's becoming a thing. But that's just part of being a drummer. You're going to get carpal tunnel sooner or later. Okay? So it's opening up the spigot, and that's wherever you're taught. And I'm not going to get into technique too much, but it's opening up the spigot of opening up the fulcrum and letting it come back up in whatever manner it does, right? So we're looking at this or that. I'm sorry, the mic might be really loud with the drum. I'm not trying to overdo it here. So with that being said, try not to, first of all, stroke everything out. It's using that energy and opening up your fulcrum a little bit, okay? Easier said than done, but let's try that exercise, guys. That's exactly it. I mean, just make sure that we're approaching that the correct way versus just getting the notes out, right? Getting the notes out means stroking it out, and at that tempo you can stroke it out, but the point is learning it so that you can speed it up. And again, the trick is it's all about here. Think of a basketball, okay? You have a basketball, you're bouncing the basketball. The energy you put into that ball is the energy you're going to get back, okay? So if you're consistently giving it the right energy, it's going to come back consistently. But if you give it more, you're going to have to actually control that energy and reduce that energy all throughout your hand. So try to give it the same energy, work with the stick in itself. Again, I'm not going to get into where the fulcrum is with you guys because you might have a different technique than me. 2 minutes. So, thank you. So then that fulcrum is what's going to control the energy coming back and able to get the double out. Okay? I thank you so much for coming, guys. Keep working it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you for your feedback.
Yeah.
Check. All right. So we need Madawan on stage next. Madawan up next.